Kia ora, this is a video on how to deal with clones in Scratch games. This is a game here. I'm just going to show you my example game. I can click for a new game. I've got a red car to control with the arrows, and I've got these green cars coming towards me, which I have to avoid, and it times how long I last for. Now, normally I used to create lots of different green cars and then just tell them how to code down the lanes of the road. But here I've only got one green car that I've drawn because I'm using the, let me just end this game, crash, new game. Right, so I'm using on the side here under the control code, I'm at the bottom of the control code, I've got 3 clone settings. I can tell it when to create a clone. I can tell it what to do when it is a clone. Like basically that's the code that I'm going to control the car with. And then if I need to delete that clone at some point, I can delete the clone. So let's have a look at what I did. Okay, I'm just going to shrink this. So again, because it's a proper game with a restart button, everything, including this green car, is waiting to receive the message that there's a new game. Okay, so on the backdrop, green flag, one green flag in the whole game just broadcasts a new game, and everything's waiting for that message. So the green car waits for that message. Now what I've actually done on this is I found that there's the original green car here, and I've just put that at the side because I found that really it's easier just to deal with what the clones are going to do and just have the clones on the road. If you have the original, it's a bit different to the clones and you end up having to have different code. Okay, so for mine, I've just sort of put mine to the side and I've got just worrying about my clones. Okay, so when the new game starts, you can see here that it repeats until, remember the game, I've got a variable called game for the setting of game on or game over. So repeat until game is set to over. Create a clone, and then I've got it to wait a random 1 to 4 seconds. So sometimes 2 seconds, sometimes 3, and wait a random number of seconds, 1 to 4, and then repeat this because the game isn't over, do another clone. Then all you have to do, so that's when it's creating clones for this game. Then all I have to do is, like I normally code something, I then have to just worry about what code does each clone need. Okay? And so for, like I normally code something, when I start a clone, in this game I wanted to pick one of the 3 lanes at random. So I've got it to pick a clone car lane setting every time it creates a clone, 1 to 3. And then all I'm saying is that if you've picked number 1 randomly, then this is where to go. You can go up to the top here, that's the top of the lane. And I just then drag on the blue code because that's got the correct numbers on because I've moved it into the right place. I never really try to type those numbers. I always make sure I drag it to where I want it before I drag that bit of code on. And then I broadcast to drive down the road. All right, so that's all it's doing. I've separately done the sort of downward drive in a different group little procedure of text, procedure of code here. So if you pick 1, go to lane 1. Else, if you pick 2, if you've randomly picked 2, then you actually need to start over here. And then I dragged on the blue code and then now do the drive down. Else, if you haven't picked 1 or 2, then you must have picked 3, so you'll need to be in lane 3. Notice here I didn't have to say if you pick 3, because it must be 3 because it didn't pick 1 or 2. There's a little bit of a logic issue there with ifs. So under the control code, I dragged on the if else because I needed more than 1 option. But then because I needed 3 options, I dragged another one of those into the second option to create, you can see here, 3 gaps, 3 options for 3 lanes. All right, with the third one just being obviously the last option without it needing to be mentioned. So that's how I picked a lane. And then the drive for every clone's going to broadcast that I drive down once I'm in my right lane. And the drive down is just that I need the Y position, because Y is up and down and X is left and right. I need the Y position, not just to jump to the bottom, but to move step by step down the lane to actually make it look like it's driving down. So what I did was, instead of just saying -5 on the Y and just repeat that lots of times, I said, right, okay, we'll pick a speed of say -6 to -12 for the Y. Again, randomly set that speed. and then repeat until you get to the bottom. So that Y position is less than minus 140. Now it's kind of 150 at the top and it's minus 150 at the bottom. So I've said to keep repeating a little shift step by step downwards until you get to the bottom. Your Y position for the green car is less than that. So change the Y by -6 or -7, whichever one you picked for the speed. So change Y, now wait a millisecond and then do that again and do it again and do it again and do it again until you reach the bottom. When you have reached the bottom, and that stops the repeat, you can now delete that clone. So let's see that happen, okay? It's going to pick a lane, 1 to 3, it's going to move to that position, and then it's going to broadcast to drive downwards, and it will pick a speed, a green car speed, and it will move at that speed step by step until it gets to the bottom when it will delete. Let's see that in action. So I click to start the thing, I can move my red car, and you can see that clone is moving at the speed. You can see up here the green speed is changing every time one's created, and that's how fast it will be going. You can see that the green lane is changing from 2 to 3 to 1. And you can see it's counting the seconds of how long I play, and it knows. You can see my red car lane is changing just on the red and left and right arrows, and when I crash, the game is over, because on the red car you can see here that it says when I'm touching a green car, I set the setting for game to over, and I hide the red car, and everything else is waiting until game is over. Okay, so that's how I used clones, and you can see that's how you use the code. You've just got to consider what you would normally do to code something in the game, and you're just coding it for each clone that appears. Kia ora guys, hopefully that will help you use some clones if you've got some eggs to produce or some apples to pick up and you want lots of clones of the same thing. Kia ora guys.